everyone, and welcome to Cotney Consulting Group's webinar on why Smartsheets for your construction business. We are excited today to tell you guys about the exciting world of Smartsheet, and today our instructor is going to be John Kenny. John Kenny is our COO. John has been in the roofing industry for over 45 years. He was working in New Jersey with his family business, and then he's been working all over the Northeast before moving to Florida. John has worked for multiple top 100 roofing contractors, and he is very familiar with all aspects of roofing from the production, estimating, and operations side. So without further ado, let's go ahead and welcome John Kenny.
Well, thank you. I'm happy to be here. I'm really excited with this product to have a chance to show everybody what it does. I think it's one of the most innovating products that's been introduced in the construction industry since I've been in there for software and managing your business. So a couple things that we're going to cover today. We're going to talk about why Smartsheets is the solutions, organizational benefits, the rollout process, role changes, automation, and management functions. Cotney Consulting focuses to help business owners with all aspects of their business, and our team of consultants specialize in understanding your day-to-day and creating custom solutions and SOPs. We have precognitive analytics, risk factors, and all done through Smartsheet for you. We're happy to bring this to you today. What is Smartsheet? Smartsheet is a cloud-based project management solution that is an alternative to traditional project management tools, such as like Microsoft Project. Collaboration is a big key with Smartsheet. You can manage tasks, schedules, data, and have countless users viewing the same amount of data at the same time. It's a great tool for managing your team and your customers. So what does Smartsheets actually do? Well, what it does is Smartsheets uses a spreadsheet type of interface as basis of what it does for everything. So it's very familiar to most people who have been using Excel for a long time. But the difference between Smartsheet and spreadsheets programs is like Microsoft Excel and Google Sheets is that Smartsheets has all sorts of collaboration functionality incorporated into it that you don't find with just using regular spreadsheet solutions. What is Smartsheets used for? Well, what we like to use it for in the construction side is we use it for sales tracking, production operations, service operations, human resources, purchasing requisitions, sheet metal fabrication if you have your own sheet metal shop, safety, quality control, and we have many receivable and payables functions that you operate through it. How you get your benefits for your business. On average, our studies have shown 36% of your day is spent looking for information, if not even more of that, but at minimum it's 36%. So take a look at the life cycle through the dashboard. The executive dashboard you see may look something similar to this. You can see the total amount of awarded contracts year to date on the left. You can quickly view the number of opportunities by your estimator. The pie graph shows you where these opportunities are in the process. The resources tab is a quick links to the most frequently visited sheets within Smartsheets, so you'll be able to know where you're going at each time. Current opportunities report will show you each project and status by estimator and value for all your tracking and sales calls meetings. Projects sold by month will show you how your sales are doing per month and give you great analytics into what your sales team is doing. Business development is another area that works great with Smartsheet combination. So you can review your business life cycle and how Smartsheet can help. You can start by looking at the cycle of your business development. Manage customer engagements, lead generation with forms, tracking your sales calls and information, and CRM syncing. On the sales side, you track your bid invitations. We all know how they pile up and come in and we're not sure who we're bidding to or what we want to do or who's actually quoting them. It's great for tracking your quote follow-ups. Smartsheet integrates very well into Outlook, so you can upload your email bid invitations directly into your program. And you never have had better sales meeting KPIs on a weekly basis or however often you hold your meetings. One of the great functions as far as the management functions for you as a manager or your team managers to use in this program that I like the most We all know our managers, including ourselves, are way too busy to be digging and working hard to get our data out of what we need. We want to be able to make decisions on a fly, because that's the way it is in the construction industry, but we also want to make sure that we have the proper data to make those decisions. So one of the greatest things I like about it is you can put it into any format that you want or need for your managers, and you track your backlog. Backlog has always been a problem to track in other softwares and other manual processes, but here it's seamless and it can give you broken out per week, per month, per crew, however you want to do it. Operational look ahead. I know when I was in the industry, one of the hardest things that I ever had to do was project out where my holes were going to be or where I was overbooked, and this made it a really good process to take care of that issue. KPIs, we all talk about KPIs, key performance indicators, but sometimes we don't really know how the best way to use them. So what we like to do is work with your company, find out what works best for you and what really is important to track. So when you have your KPIs of your historical up on your dashboard and you have your current where you're standing, it really gives you a quick snapshot to see where you're going and where you need to be making some changes. Real-time reporting, that's a great feature. We all like to have information before it actually happens, but that's not an easy thing to do, or is it possible, because it actually has to happen first. But this is as close to being in the action as you can get by having live data on your dashboard. Mobile access, so you can hook up your field. They have all the reporting can be done on the fly right from the job site back to you. It's just like being there. You're in a meeting, you're busy, somebody needs something done from you, you can go onto your app, pull it up and say, oh yeah, well here's where this department is, or yes, we can take this job because I have an opening in my backlog. So not only do you have to be at you don't have to only be at your desk. You not only can do this from your desktop, you can also do this from your smartphone, your smart devices, pads, whatever you have, works on all of them seamlessly. Earnings, net profit, and revenue, those are numbers that we look at as a backdoor issue. Monday morning quarterbacking, by the time we get them on our reports that we wait for and the little books that are put together out of accounting, we're already half a month into the next month. What's nice about this is this can tie right directly into your accounting reporting through your accounting department. However your CFO or your bookkeeper keeps the numbers for you, we can set this right up on your dashboard where you can watch your cash flow, you can watch your earnings, you can watch where your net profit is compared to your gross on each and every project. If that's what you'd like to do, we can set this up in many ways. Project management, I know through my experience, one of the things that always bothered me is I could never find a software to do everything I wanted to do in project management. Some of them would track half of what I wanted, some would track a little bit more, but I was never, as a specialty contractor, never really happy with the software that was geared more for other trades than a single trade contractor always wants. So what I like the best about Smartsheet and the project management is you not only can set up your job scheduling, get real-time data reporting back from the field, you also can integrate in your equipment tracking, so you can have what equipment's being assigned out to a job, what equipment is needed for a job. You know, your needs of your field are right there for you. It's right communicating back, which is a great feature. Submittal tracking has always been a nightmare in the industry. It's very hard to know what's been approved, what hasn't been approved without going through numerous amounts of files. You can set up a nice submittal log in here with reminders of dates and automated flows to let you know exactly where you're at. Not only just with submittals, once you get the job, the next flow, once they come back approved, is request for information and then change order tracking. I always found that to be a very tedious process. So by setting that up in Smartsheet, it gives you a real snapshot of where you're at on every project, not only in the production side of it, but also in the administrative side. And you record your man hours as they go along in the field. So you now have a full snapshot of your job in a project management suite that is customized to exactly what you want to see. So we can cover everything from that administrative day one all the way to the project closeout right in your one suite. On the administration in your office, what you could do, you could track your vacation time requests, submit them in through your HR, right through forms or whoever's handling your vacations. Weekly schedule, so you know where your team is at and what they're doing. Vehicle maintenance, it's never been an easier way to set up vehicle maintenance to be done than through your apps on your phones with the Smartsheet integration. event planning, and RSPs. Anything you possibly can think of in your business on the administrative side, we can put into a Smartsheet for you. Finance, we're used to just having our accounting system track everything, but rather than have a bulk process of getting it to your accounting, you can streamline your process, which I know your accounting team is going to love. Streamline your PO process so you can submit POs directly from the field if need be. Monthly billings can be tracked, reported, and scheduled through Smartsheet. Revenue reporting is easier when it syncs up to Smartsheet. And any other miscellaneous item you may need to do in accounting, you certainly can link into Smartsheet for better reporting to your management and your ownership team. Human resources, this is a great way of tracking each employee's data, which can absolutely become overwhelming to your team. But with Smartsheet, you can seamlessly track items such as paid time off requests, benefits enrollment status, your hiring processes and tracking, birthdays, reviews, bonuses, and anything else you would normally do in HR that you're tracking now in a paper file or Excel files. This is a great way of getting it all organized and out to your door for your people to see. One of the things that's tough with management is getting the information to them as they need it. Some like to look at the actual data, some like to look at it in graph formats, but the nice thing about Smartsheet, you have that availability for quick access to key data that you can give access to any one of your team members that need it in the format that you want to get it to them in. Some examples are you can look at your backlog results, which is great for tracking where you need to be for workload. Operational look-aheads, there's nothing better to be able to see what you have in your sales pipeline compared to what you have in your available man hours, so you don't end up with overbooking or holes in your schedule. KPIs, one of the most important items that you're ever going to see is the key performance indicators. Once you learn what your key performance indicators are in your company, this becomes a great thermometer to know where you're at each and every day. Real-time reporting. Nothing is more important than getting real-time data back from your operational units back to you on your dashboard so you know what's going on. Mobile access. You're out on the road, your team's out on the road. There's no better way than just using the Smartsheet app, which integrates back into the main program. So you're out with a sales call, you can enter your information, look up your information. Anything you need to do is on this app. Earnings, you'll be able to get a good snapshot at your earnings and your net profit and your revenue. These can be set up based upon KPIs in your company against industry standards. However you need to look at it, it can be put into that format for you. Automation, this is one of the greatest parts of Smartsheet that you definitely cannot get with most other software programs, and especially if you're used to using spreadsheets. Create workflows. What a workflow is, it is a behind the scenes integration into the program that reacts when you do something. It'll send out a notification to someone to do something else or needs approval. This is all seamless behind the scenes. Automated approval requests, so you have an office in another location or a department manager's not around. If you need something approved, it automatically goes to the app on their phone and it can be done on the fly. You can preset scheduling for reports. You can have reports go out at certain times. You don't even have to worry about it once you do. It's automatic from there. It'll also send emails. Some people still like to receive emails rather than getting an app notification, so you have that ability. And nice thing is it ties into forms. It's a great aspect of this software. One of the things I was always asked, how do we roll this out and how difficult is it within my company to do? And that is a great question. One of the things I like to do is talk from my experience of rolling this out with technology. I have found Smartsheet to be one of the easiest implementations that I've ever rolled out in any company. You do it very seamlessly per department. The way to start it out is everybody knows how to use a whiteboard, and if you don't have a whiteboard, you use a pad. We're all used to using pads. Put your ideas down, pencil it out, sit with your team, plan it out, get their ideas. You're doing this before you even start an ounce of work. Create a procedure on how you'd like it to work. Start with one department at a time, uploading them onto the system, and get each department on board and showing them what Smartsheets can do. And that's what we'll be able to do for you. Work with you in the whiteboard process all the way to full-fledged implementation in your processes. So to wrap up, I'd like to go over a couple things that we covered today that Smartsheets can give you that are supercharged collaboration, real-time access to construction-specific software made to be compliant with your team, access to workflows that can access from anywhere or anytime for the most up-to-date information, automated schedule and work and experience, zero defects, and automatic scheduling and reporting to keep your projects running smoothly. Deployment and integrate to scale. Grow your business without outgrowing your technology or your wallet. This is very scalable. You got it on as you need it. It grows with you when you need to grow. Well, it looks like we have a little bit of time left for questions. Let's see if we have any questions that have been poured in through the webinar.
All right, let me go ahead and check. Looks like we've got a couple already. John, I'm going to pass that over to you.
All right, we have one question here. It says, I am the department manager at my company, and many members of my team are not tech savvy at all. How do I go about getting them to use this software? Well, that's a great question. I'm glad you asked that. It's a very common concern among most people and team members because, as we all know, change is always difficult, especially in a company environment. People are scared of change. So the best way to go about the rollout is, like we said, per department, and get everybody involved in the training right from the start. This is a nice part about this software is once you get everybody's buy-in, which you will get quickly because they're going to enjoy using it, training and spotlight the employees seem to grasp the sign and help and fellow team members that are struggling. So they'll pick out who is having an issue with what, and they'll work along with you. Software is extremely user-friendly, and we'll work with you on the training process, and I don't see you having any problem whatsoever. And software, at this level of software, this is probably on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the hardest to use. This falls in a 2 or a 3, if not lower. This is a very easy software to use.
All right. Let me see. It looks like we've got another question coming in. Let me pass that over to John.
All right. Our next question. I am the owner of my company, and I am currently having to pull many reports from different departments like accounting, service, and production to determine my company's stats. Are you saying Smartsheet puts all this in one place? Yeah, that's exactly what we are saying. I know it from experience. I know it from the companies we're working with. So one of the things we like to do is sit and have a pre-consultation on the items that you want to see, exactly like you just have brought up here. So we'll know what other softwares you use or how you're getting that information. And once we know that, we're able to integrate that right into Smartsheet and then customize that dashboard exactly how you want to see that data and when you want to see it. So it's a very easy process to do on our end, and you're going to love it because it'll make your life a lot easier and your jobs a lot simpler.
All right. Well, I think that's all we have got time for today. If anyone out there still has questions, please feel free to reach out to us. You have John's information is right here on the screen, and I will put up mine as well. And if you have any other additional questions, please feel free to reach out, and we hope you have a great day. Thanks.
Thank you.